You surprised me.
Oh, how's that?
I didn't think you were coming.
Yeah, well, looks like you got what you wanted. I'm here. I thought you were against this kind of stuff. Better yet, do you even think it'll help? We are not supposed to be here. Therapy isn't for us. It's always been for the fairest, most privileged voices. Our words are backed by action. Take it in, put it deep, and push through.
I think we should save this conversation for the session, I think.
Hey, you wanted me to hear you out. That's what I'm trying to...
No.
Is everything all right?
Yes.
We're good.
Nervous?
Extremely.
No.
I've never done anything like this before.
I get it. But trust me when I say everything's gonna be all right. Okay? Dr. Colburn is excellent. She's been doing this for a very long time. There's no one I'd rather have help me sort through my demons. She's truly something else.
What are you writing?
I'm just prepping some charts for the doctor.
What are you listening to? This song sounds really familiar.
Mallory, let her work.
It's a song my brother introduced me to a while back. He said it'll help me clear my mind whenever I couldn't think.
Does it help?
Oh yeah. Especially since I'm stuck here now. I'd jump off a building if I didn't have it, so.
I know the feeling.
That bracelet's nuts.
Thank you. It was a gift from my mom before she passed. It's called a truth bracelet. Apparently, spellbound by my ancestor's soul to watch over me or something.
That's something straight out of Witches of Eastwick. Did it work?
It always made me feel better wearing it, so I guess so. I'm sorry, you look very familiar.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, I used to get that a lot.
Pleasant greetings, Amani.
Pleasant greetings, Dr. Colburn. Are you ready to settle in?
I am. Thank you. Amani,
Yes, Dr. Colburn?
can you cancel the rest of my appointments?
Yes, Dr. Colburn, I'll play the books for you.
Thank you, Amani. Pleasant greetings, Mallory. Thank you for coming in. Pleasant greetings, Tristan.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. Thank you for asking.
Thanks for fitting us in your schedule.
It's my pleasure. Quickly learn in this profession, it's best to go with the flow. You can't control anything, and something unexpected is always bound to happen.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Please have a seat. Get comfortable. If I get any calls, I'm out of the office.
Yes, Dr. Colburn, I understand.
Thank you.
I hope it's a successful session, Dr. Colburn.
Me too.
That's a very respectable receptionist you have there.
Yes, she's very welcoming.
She's a new hire. I'm really grateful for her commitment, but the goal's always to move up, so she might not be with us long.
Thought I heard you say we were your only session.
Yes, Tristan, you are.
And why do you have that?
I just really like to keep track of time. Managing time and the structure of it is really important to me. I'd even go as far as to say critical.
Apologies, doctor.
All is well. I'm glad you're here, Tristan. Mallory was scheduled as a solo session because she didn't think you'd be attending.
Well, I didn't have much of a choice.
We always have a choice. In anything we do.
Well, as I said, much of. She has a...
Not to cut you off, but let's place a bookmarker there for a moment, okay?
Yeah.
Would you like some water?
Yes, I have a bit of a sore throat. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Tristan,
Yeah?
can I get you a glass of water?
No. Thanks, I'm good.
Anytime.
Mallory. Why are you here?
A few years ago, our son, Joshua, was abducted without a trace while walking home from school. He was missing for over a year. He was found in an abandoned building by urban explorers. After the autopsy, it was revealed that he was severely beaten and molested before they killed him. We thought that was the deepest pain. But the knife went deeper. They
recorded it. Sick fucks. Everything. From the moment they got him until he took his last breath.
So you see, we didn't just have to confront his killers. We had to watch what they did to our baby. 2 years. That's how long it took them to find him guilty. 2 years.
One can only speculate and sympathize with what something of that nature must feel like for you and your husband. But that's not why you're here.
I'm sorry?
You didn't come here to tell me the same story you've been telling everyone for years. Just to hear me say I'm sorry for your loss. That would be a waste of our collected time. And more importantly, it would leave you in the same space you were before you came through that door. So, why are you here?
I guess I need peace. Closure. Some legitimate understanding, because right now, I don't understand any of it. I'm tired of wandering. I'm tired of punishing myself.
Tristan.
Why am I here? I'm here because I'm supposed to be. My son's life was taken. And even though it's been a year since
Dr.
the
Colburn?
verdict,
There's more. That's not the only. It's not the real reason that I'm here.
Mallory, I want you to be allowed to speak freely, but I think we mustn't interrupt the person who has the floor at the present moment. And at this point, that would be Tristan.
Sorry.
It's okay. Tristan, continue.
no, it's all right, Doc. She can go ahead.
I want Tristan to stop blaming me for all of this. Like he's innocent. And admit that he's the one that's responsible for Joshua's death.
Excuse me? Are you fucking serious?
Yes. I am. I am, Tristan. I'm very fucking serious.
Mallory, is this the fucking hill you want to die on? You, of all people!
And there he goes.
You didn't know she felt this way?
Of course I did. We argue about it all the time. But I didn't think she'd throw me under the fucking bus! We're here to heal. Not to do the same shit we were doing out there.
Says the same man who spent every bit of Joshua's disappearance blaming me. Every bit of the court case blaming me.
Let's take a step back for a moment, calm the waters, to address what you just said, Tristan. We're here to heal and speak our truths and find a way out of the darkness. If nothing else, at least start the process. But in order to do that, we need to be completely honest with ourselves and each other. No matter how much hurt or conviction it causes. Mallory has spoken her true feelings.
Which is bullshit.
Whether you like it or not, it is still her truth. No, Tristan, you tell me, why are you here? Truthfully.
Mallory is responsible for what happened to our son. Now, I was hoping to help her get past it and accept that. so we can get back to focusing on us. Because at this rate, we're gonna end up killing each other.
You're so full of shit, I swear.
What? This is your fault, not mine. You wanted to give her the keys to our closet. So here we are.
So both of you hold the other accountable for what happened to your son, and maybe even solely responsible. Tristan, why do you hold Mallory responsible for your son's passing?
She was cheating on me.
I'm sorry, Tristan, I didn't quite
Because
get
she
what
was
you said.
fucking around on me, okay?
Don't act like I was the only one that was fucking around.
Was I fucking around while our son was being kidnapped? Murdered? Huh? You were supposed to be picking him up. Instead, you were too busy getting pounded.
Fuck you, Tristan.
Tristan. Mallory. I'd greatly appreciate it if you didn't yell in my office. We can communicate our feelings to each other without yelling them. If you do not mind your tones and respect the space, I will end the session. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We'll circle back to that topic in a moment. We need to make this a safe space again. Tristan, what did you do for a living?
I was an artist, painter specifically.
What did you paint?
I'm sorry.
What kind of art did you paint?
Depends on how I felt or where my motivation was coming from at the time.
What was your favorite medium to paint?
I like acrylics and some watercolor.
You found a way to be successful, I see. Not many find a sustainable career in this field.
I was fortunate. Some of my paintings were featured at an exhibit some years back and caught the eye of a wealthy philanthropist. He purchased it and started referring me to all of his colleagues. Before I knew it, I was getting commissioned like crazy. It was definitely beneficial to our family. There was this one painting.
Having all those high-end clients, I imagine it kept you from home a lot.
Oh, no. I always painted at home.
You can study. Away from us for weeks. You'd forget he was there.
These were highly lucrative jobs. So when I was commissioned, I needed to focus.
Tell her what happened when you finished these high-paying jobs.
Mallory, Tristan has the floor.
To what she's referring is some clients were often not in the States, so I'd have to travel overseas to deliver the work. I traveled with the paintings to ensure that they arrived in perfect condition. Oftentimes, they were very grateful. As a result, sometimes they threw dinner parties in my honor. They were so incredibly proud and thankful for the work done.
More like fucking a celebration of his honor.
How was work for you after Joshua died?
Definitely not as lucrative. I wasn't painting as much. Ideas just weren't coming to me like that anymore.
And why do you think that was?
If I'd have to guess, I'd say grief. I closed myself off so that I wouldn't have to relive that event over and over again. And I guess it created my artistic block.
May I ask, what did you do for a living?
I was a high school teacher. I stopped teaching after Joshua disappeared.
Well, isn't that an oversimplification? Don't roll your eyes at me like that. You interrupted me with no problem.
Mallory, what subjects did you teach?
Algebra 1 and Algebra 2.
How long were you in the field of education?
Just a little over 5 years, including time shadowing.
And did Joshua go to school in the district you taught?
Yeah, he did.
Mallory, I want to make something clear. This is a safe space. You can voice your opinions in pool when you have the floor. I want you to feel comfortable enough to leave all your feelings on the table. 5 years is more than enough time to decide whether or not you want to make a career or start looking for other work. I'd like you to tell me which side you lean towards and why.
I love my job. I've always liked school. I loved it, even as a kid. I was always fascinated at the concept of playing such a crucial part in someone's life journey. It allowed me to be involved in Joshua's studies, and I guess it kept me feeling young.
What? This is your so-called truth.
I never thought about leaving my job. I didn't think there was anything else I'd rather do.
So it sounds like you had a true passion for education.
I do. I did.
So you took some time to grieve for Joshua. Mallory?
I didn't take any time off. I was fired.
And the truth shall set you free.
Tristan, please.
Instead of sitting at home, I would have rather been teaching. I hated feeling helpless, trapped, punishing myself for not knowing what my son was. Meanwhile, the police was treating his disappearance like just another file on their desk. They could care less, and I was losing.
Doctor, your hourglass.
Mallory, you may continue.
Wait, what? I'm sorry?
You were distracted by the hourglass. You were speaking about how the police handled Joshua's case.
Sorry, I forgot where I was going with that.
Both of you spoke briefly about your infidelity. It seems to be a significant focus in your marriage, which led to a lack of trust, therefore weakening the strength and commitment of the family dynamic. Would you say this is a fair assessment? Either of you can answer that. It's not an exclusive question for one or the other.
Yes, that's fair.
Good. Mallory, what led you to cheat on Tristan?
When Tristan said he had to go overseas to seal some deals for work, there's a lot he conveniently left unsaid. He would always come back with much more than what the painting was worth. And at first, I wasn't complaining. He made it seem like they were just generous offerings, but I found out that wasn't the case. You see, those nasty-ass old men were infatuated with watching young men have sex with their wives. They paid Tristan to be their fantasy provider. I don't even think he tried to say no.
Okay,
Tristan, not now. Mallory, you seem so sure of these allegations. How?
Tristan is madly driven by his ego. He'd never miss an opportunity to allow somebody to stroke it, especially if he didn't have to be the first one to initiate it. And he wouldn't hesitate to let me know how many women he could have and how much hotter he thought they were compared to me. He even tried to fill Joshua's head up with that nonsense, telling him if he didn't show some signs of masculinity that he would disown
It wasn't
him.
like that.
You constantly belittled us. Like we were nothing without you.
How do you know for sure that Tristan had these acts of infidelity going on?
One of them reached out to me and offered me $600,000 to have his way with me, while Tristan had his way with his wife.
What?
He told me everything that went down between Tristan and the others. I guess he figured I shared the same values.
Who was it? Who offered that proposal?
Sir Oliver Wright, your first and most loyal client.
Mallory, why did you never bring this up to Tristan?
He clearly thought he had a wool pulled over my eyes with his lies. So I thought I'd keep a few lies for myself. Help me pretend that everything was fine. My false sense of peace. Ace in the hole. As long as I had that information, he would never have complete control over me like he thought he did.
May I speak? This is textbook Mallory. She gets an idea in her head and spins it around and around until it becomes fact.
But she got the information from your client, though.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that for sure. She gets one piece of information and she's ready to seek the death penalty. Not only that, Mallory will cry to judge and jury. Oh, woe is me. The pain I feel from learning everything. It's too much. It almost broke me. And cue the waterworks. Soak up all of the pity and sympathy in the room until her validation tank is full. And let me tell you, I've known this woman most of my adult life. Her validation tank is her most vile and toxic attribute.
So you're saying nothing she said is true? That she's making it all up?
No. What I'm saying is that it's not as simple as she's making it.
Go on.
So yeah, I'm in love with my craft. I've always strived to be the best painter that I could be. I put my work before family, that I did. Because if I didn't, I would have been seen as less than a slouch, a slacker, or an underachiever. So I'd rather be hated for my successes than hated for my failures. Art. was always my first love. The family came second.
Tristan, Mallory isn't accusing you of cheating on her with your work. She's accusing you of cheating on her with another woman.
Okay. So yeah, I did. But not when she thinks or believes I did. It wasn't until after I found out about hers, then it was fair game. And that's because it wasn't her first time. Affairs are kind of her thing.
So you mean to tell me that your dick stayed in your pants on all those trips? And you were just good old faithful husband, and Sir Oliver Wright made all that shit
That's
up?
why we're here, right? To lay it out all on the table. No more secrets, no more lies. Yes, Mal, I was old faithful husband. Sir Oliver Wright and his colleagues were into all that weird shit. And yeah, they made me some offers from time to time, but I never did. Not until you did what you did.
I don't believe that shit for a fucking second.
Why don't you tell Dr. Colburn about your problem now? Go ahead. No more secrets, no more lies.
You just love rubbing that shit in my face, don't you?
What exactly is he rubbing in your face? Let's keep the dialogue clear.
I'll tell you, Doctor. Mallory's need for validation leads her to other men and sometimes even women. If anyone could pity, sympathize with her, she just flings her legs open and lets them into her little crotch heart. Even before
Stop it! Stop it! Just fucking stop it!
Mallory.
Regardless of anything I've done, Joshua didn't do shit. And you still managed to abandon him. Why? Why take it out on him over something you're mad at me about? You think exposing what you want to about you and everything about me makes it okay? Here, I'll answer that for you. No! No, the fuck it doesn't! Those stupid ass splatter paintings are nowhere near as valuable as your son's life. I don't give a shit how much those shitty ass shit goes for.
Mallory.
What?
Mal-
What, Tristan? What?
Watch your tone.
Oh, what? You gonna put your hands on me? You gonna beat me? You gonna teach me a lesson?
Mallory, you promised me that yelling is something you could refrain from.
Sorry.
I completely understand your personal frustrations and triggers you're experiencing. Yelling fixes nothing. It only hurts the other person's ears. The point isn't made more precise just because you're screaming it.
I'm just
Don't
tired.
tell me. Speak to Tristan.
I'm tired of your self-righteous by-fire bullshit. You think that by throwing yourself under a parked car takes away from the fact that you consistently throw people under moving buses?
Where have I heard that from? Sounds a bit like gaslighting to me.
Shut the fuck up! I'm exhausted. No, I'm sick of it. You threw everything and the kitchen sink at me when Joshua died. And then shamed me for dropping the sink. Let me ask you a question. Who was the first to notice that Joshua was missing? Who was the first to go to the authorities? Who was at the police station every single fucking day? Who had to identify the body? I mean, shit! Who had to make the funeral arrangements and let everybody know? Me!
I paid for everything. The lawyers, the private investigators, funeral arrangements. All of it. All of it. Every fucking thing.
It's easy for you to sit over there on your high horse and be the judge, jury, and executioner. Because whether you want to admit it or not, you don't love me. You didn't love Joshua. You only love and care about yourself.
Congratulations, Mallory. You got to sit at home and grieve while I had to work to pay every expense, every medical bill, maintain the financial stability of our house. Because you got fired for fucking a 15-year-old high school student when you were supposed to be picking our son up from school. So what are you writing?
Is it because we lost our cool again?
Yeah, because if so, we're sorry. I know it's bad, but it's been the norm for us for a while now.
Would you please excuse me for a moment?
Of course.
Yeah. Whatever.
Thank you. I'll be back in just a moment.
Sir Oliver Wright, really? He called.
Yes! Tristan, I don't have to lie. He called. Don't act like you don't know.
I didn't.
Well, how did you know that it was a student that I...
Can I offer you any tea?
Yes, please.
Sir?
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful. Would you like honey or sugar cubes?
Sugar cubes.
Honey, please.
How many sugar cubes, sir?
3. When is Dr. Colburn coming back? I'm ready to wrap this up.
Ma'am, how many teaspoons of honey?
I'll refer to your suggestion.
Well, I like a very generous amount of honey. So 4 teaspoons?
That'll be perfect.
Splendid.
What kind of tea is
It's
that?
a unique blend of homegrown herbs, green tea and lemons from Dr. Colburn's backyard. Would you help with your sore throat and your stomach pain, sir?
Thank you, Amani.
You're welcome. I left the tray, so help yourself to more if you like.
Oh, when is Dr. Colburn coming back?
Dr. Colburn should be back with you shortly, sir.
This is good.
Mm-hmm. Calming. soothing to my throat, too.
Relaxing, even. It's making my stomach feel better.
I guess it's for both of us needed, huh?
Yeah.
Amani makes the perfect cup of tea, doesn't she?
Mm.
Yes, it's delicious.
Yeah, it really is good.
I'm gonna pour myself a cup, if you don't mind, before we get started again.
So, where were you? Not to be in your business or anything. It's just, I don't know about her, but I'm ready to wrap this up.
Speaking of which, I think we're making significant progress. We can start to wrap this up. We've covered a lot of ground, but I still believe we haven't gotten to where we need to be.
What do you mean?
I mean, all the two of you have done is talk circles around each other, pointing the finger at one another to try and shift the blame on your son's untimely death. Both of you only take enough responsibility to appease me, your audience, for some strange reason. To be absolutely clear, I only care about the two of you coming to peace with everything that's transpired and hopefully guide you on the journey thereafter. I'm not here to take sides on any matter, nor do I care whose all-encompassing sins outweigh the other. Do either of you know the difference? The true difference between a white lie and, well, a lie.
I'm gonna say no.
Sorry.
A white lie is like a burp or a fart. It comes and goes. Nobody cares about it, maybe for a moment, but eventually it passes. A lie. It almost always stems from a truth. The truth lingers under the lie, patiently waiting, salivating for a chance to come out and reveal itself for the world to see.
If I may, Dr. Colburn, where are you going with all of this?
Both of you are desperately trying to hide your truths behind your lies.
I haven't lied.
Neither have I.
A lie doesn't need to be spoken. A lie can be hidden or shown. Your instincts are to blame one another because it's the most straightforward answer that requires the least amount of thinking. Tricking yourselves into believing if it hadn't been for you, or if it hadn't been for you, life would have never changed. The lie is what you're leaving out. Key pieces to the puzzle. Something and someone you're choosing to forget to include in all of this.
I'm sorry. Doc, this is becoming very confusing.
I feel like there's something you're trying to say. Please, just get to the point.
Both of you know who's responsible for your son's disappearance and his death. That is obvious enough. But you won't accept it or say it out loud. Once you get past that, then you can start looking for the other missing puzzle pieces. If you do that, then there's nothing to be at each other's throats about. then you can truly start searching for peace and acceptance. You see, nothing I've heard from either of you matters more than the actual loss of children, in my opinion. Both of you look like Bambi just hopped in front of a speeding car. There's a door. Behind that door is something else you've known all along but have been too afraid to face.
I just don't know, Doctor.
Yeah, that's something we could both agree on.
You're blocking everything out, so let's start simple. Mallory, do you believe the judge prosecuted Joshua's killers?
No. I mean, I don't think they were the masterminds behind it.
And were there any leads, clues, witnesses, anything that could have helped the case that was never presented?
No, I feel like they held way more back than they used in the court case.
Do either of you believe justice was served?
No.
Not at all.
So did you do anything about it?
Well, I was hoping...
Yes. Although, we didn't get immediate results.
There she goes.
Mallory. Are you okay? Does the bracelet you're messing with have something to do with any of this?
Yes, I believe it does.
Can you tell me about it?
My family used to do a lot of voodoo teaching. They made it for me. My mom and my aunt cast a spell on it to reveal 3 truths if I were to ever question my reality.
Huh?
3 truths?
Yes. But only if my mind, body, and heart were aligned and they all wanted the same thing.
What kind of bullshit is this?
How does it reveal the truths?
It reveals the truth through a series of events over time.
And you used it to help find out about Joshua.
Yes,
And it worked?
it did.
What were the 3 truths?
The first truth I asked to be revealed was who killed Joshua. It was revealed to me that it was Sir Oliver Wright.
Go on, Mallory. What was the next one?
The second truth I asked to be revealed was why. It was revealed that Joshua was very valuable on the black market. Child traffickers would pay a lot of money for boys like my son. Well into the 6 figures.
You're gonna have to explain that shit. Why are you just now?
What was the third truth you asked to be revealed?
What?
Go ahead, Mallory.
The third truth. I wanted to know if Tristan knew about it or if he had anything to do with it.
Are you fucking crazy? Do you actually think I had anything to do with it?
Could you please sit down?
This is complete bullshit! No! No fucking way!
Tristan! Sit down and let her finish. Go ahead, Mallory. What did the truth reveal?
It was revealed that Tristan had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I know. So why go through all the years of blame?
He did! However, know that Sir Oliver Wright and his colleagues participated in such heinous activities.
Tell me, how do these reveals work?
Have you ever seen any of the Final Destination movies?
I haven't seen them, but I know about them.
Well, you know, right before somebody's about to die, things just start lining up, and before you know it, well, it's over.
Yes.
Well, this works the same way. Before I know it, the truth is revealed and I have my answers. I know it sounds hard to believe.
You think?
No one comes right out and says it. I just end up with all the information that I need.
All by some sort of happenstance.
In a way, yes.
What?
What are your thoughts on all this?
It's crazy. All of it.
Crazy like it's a lie, or crazy like I can't believe she knows the truth?
The Wright family is a well-known and respectable family. A lot of people fantasize about being associated with them. Things that are frowned upon here in the States aren't even a thought over there. Sometimes families try to sell their kids to the Wrights just to be connected to them. I've seen them do some sick shit while I was around, but
Did they ever try to bring you into their circle?
no. I mean, not really. I never thought too hard about it.
Tristan, you seem distracted. Is there something more?
I can't believe you had all of that information and you didn't say anything. I guess everybody has their secrets. And if that's yours, then here's mine. I had an affair with the mother of the boy you fooled around on me with. That's how I knew you slept with one of your students. His mother is the Wright's financial consultant of foreign affairs. She's also their recruiter.
I'm sorry, recruiter.
Shit. She handpicks the kids that the rights use for their ceremonies.
What ceremonies?
Blood ceremonies. So yeah, I knew. I always fucking knew that they were into some sick shit, but I never thought there was a possibility they would take my fucking son.
Oh, Tristan. You mean to tell me it never once crossed your mind that they were behind your son's disappearance?
I never had a reason to think that. They didn't even know I had a son. Not until today when I learned that Oliver Wright himself called my fucking wife. She probably told him every damn thing. I should have known that she was hiding shit from me, just like when she hid the fact that she was fucking an underage.
Fucking coward! You fucking coward! You're not even man enough to admit when you're wrong, when it's your fault! What else are you hiding, huh? What else are you hiding? What else are you hiding?
Stop! Just fucking stop! I love Joshua! I would have never done anything to purposely get him hurt!
A breakthrough. Finally. Usually you'd be gone for what just transpired. Both of you, actually. But all things considered, you two have made a change. A huge step in the right direction, despite how you got here. But violence should never ever be the outcome. Communication is key always. Open, straightforward thoughts coupled with honesty. But let me be very clear. Should either of you have an outburst like that in my office again, and this is over. When you first came in, you were blindfolded. You had no clue which way to go, having buried everywhere you've been and everything you knew. All you wanted to do was blame each other for everything. Joshua was just a straw. Now, while both of you were key players in making less than responsible choices, handling the events leading up to Joshua's demise, neither of you murdered him.
We may as well have. We sent him to be slaughtered.
No, that's not the way.
Speak for yourself. None of this would have happened if you wouldn't have talked to Oliver and kept your
Tristan,
legs.
we are not doing
Okay,
this.
fine. But you initiated the relationship in the first place. You couldn't wait to die headfirst in their circle just because they threw you a little money.
At the end of the day, if you would have just followed my lead instead of trying to be the business, our family would have been.
Both of you are missing the point. We took a step forward. Let's not take 6 steps back.
Got it. So let's go to the authorities and tell them we know who's truly responsible for Joshua's death.
I don't think that'll work, Tristan.
Why?
Because I can't.
Bullshit. How would you know?
Tristan!
Here's the thing. I know who he is and I know where he lives. If the police or whoever don't want to do anything, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
If the right family is as powerful as you say they are, we're gonna need more than the police and your attitude.
So what the fuck did we do, Mallory? Nothing?
You can't do anything.
We document everything. Build a case.
So sit and wait, huh? You said it yourself. The truth revealed itself. Fell in your lap or some shit. We can't just do nothing. We can't!
I told you, that's not how it works. This is our best option if we're gonna take the right family down and anyone involved in their
We need to do something now. I don't care how, but we're not waiting. I can't. I need to get justice for my son. Plain and simple. It's really not that complicated.
Oh, but it is, Tristan. It is very complicated. And it's too late for any of that. There's absolutely nothing that you can
Here's
do.
the thing. You can't tell us what we can or can't do. You're just the therapist.
Get out of my face and sit the fuck down! Now, to make myself indistinguishably clear, you will do nothing. Because you can do nothing. You are not who you once were, and you are not where you once were. I am not on your time. You are on mine. Do I make myself clear? Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Yes.
Of course.
Now, as I was saying before, it is very complicated. Both of you did things that permanently changed the course of events laid out before you. My hope here is to get you to remember what your actions were that prevented things from going in the direction you wanted them to. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Oh, now you have nothing to say? Do you remember what the events were that led you to having your hands tied in solving the murder of your son Joshua? I don't believe it. What cat has got hold of your tongues all of a sudden?
Dr. Colburn, you're almost at it.
I know. Exit the room. Please.
Yes, ma'am.
My apologies. Now let's get back to it. What's wrong?
Your eyes. Who are you?
Better yet, what are you?
I'm your therapist.
No, you're not.
Listen, I am your therapist, but we need to get your minds caught up to where we are right now. Forget about me. At this moment, I don't matter, but you do. So let's focus on you, okay? What was the last thing you remember doing before coming here?
Sorry.
Before coming here with a session with me, what were you doing?
I was, before I came here, I was...
Tristan.
I just came back from... I stopped by.
See? You blocked everything out after learning the truth. Both of you did.
Why can't I remember anything?
You're fucking with us, aren't you? Was it the tea?
Are you trying to poison us?
I know we're all a little bit wired, but I'm not fucking with your heads. I'm not trying to poison you, and there is nothing in the tea.
This is draining.
Let me see. Mallory, do you remember the analogy, the reference you gave me earlier about how your bracelet works?
Yes.
Well, you've arrived.
I don't think I heard you, Doctor.
Oh, yes, you did. You heard me just fine.
You mean we're...
That's exactly what I mean.
You're lying.
Lying. Tristan, I am incapable of doing so.
No. I would know. We would know.
Listen, I don't have time to go in circles with you about your understanding of life, death, and the spaces between. I have to give you a diagnosis.
A diagnosis for what?
Whether you're a selfless soul or a selfish one.
And what comes after that?
A decision.
How did it happen?
I cannot tell you. It would alter your thought process and I would not be able to give you a proper diagnosis. I need you to tell me what happened. I need you to show me how it makes you feel so I can see and know your soul's truth.
What was the last thing you remember again?
I want to say I was in the dining room.
It's a good start.
There was dinner. I had already prepared my plate and Tristan's plate. I remember being very, very inebriated. I was on maybe my 6th glass of wine. And
I remember that. I felt bad because I couldn't stick around long. You had made crab legs, and I felt bad because I haven't had those in a really long time. I think I only had enough time to share a glass of wine with you.
Yeah, that sounds just about right. I think.
That's it. We are making significant progress.
You were mad at me, but you didn't argue with me like you normally would. Where did I go? It just goes dark from there.
Yeah. I can't recall much after that. It's literally darkness.
Now you are almost there. It's getting darker because you're subconsciously suppressing your memories so you don't have to confront them.
I've got nothing.
Neither do I.
Try harder. You can do it.
No! We can't, okay? Fuck! My stomach hurts!
I'm trying, but please just tell us.
At this point, we just need closure.
That's what's most important to you. Closure.
Yes.
Mallory,
Yes.
okay. Well, as you've displayed here, you can be very violent, temperamental. After finding out everything, including Tristan's affair with the mother of the boy you slept with, you thought too much damage had been done to be reversed. So you poisoned Tristan's evening wine.
What?
Afterward, Tristan left for the evening. You decided to write a going away letter. You hung yourself in the dining room. It wasn't very well thought out, though, because you suffered longer than you had to. Mallory thought you were leaving the house to go rendezvous with another woman. The real reason you left was to go kill the boy she had an affair with.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, Tristan. You have your fair share of insecurities, too. Comes from being in your head. Comparing yourself to younger men tortures your fragile ego.
Tristan.
You went to the house, hoping he would answer the door. When the mother did, you faked that you were there for her. She soon realized you were trying to harm her son and, of course, tried to stop you. You attacked her and she fought back, losing the fight until she got hold of a gun. A couple shots were fired, but eventually you wrestled the gun out of her hands and started to beat her in the face with it until she was unrecognizable. You heard some sounds coming from upstairs, and you went to see if it was the boy. You followed the noises to the room they were coming from. You busted in to find the boy having sex. His partner was Amani, your daughter.
Wait.
You mean
Yes, that Amani. The last piece to your puzzle.
how come I didn't recognize her?
You didn't want to, just like you didn't want to remember everything else that you had brought into my waiting room in the first place.
Wait. If I had a daughter, I would know. I would remember.
Darkness rose out of you. You fired 4 shots. 1 in the chest, 1 in the neck, and 2 in different parts of the face. Amani yelled out of fear. You looked at her, too ashamed of your actions. She yelled at you through her pain and asking for answers, but all you could say was,
I'm sorry.
knowing it was too late to turn back, you tried to put a bullet in your head, but died from the poison before you could. Amani went home to tell Mallory everything, only to go in the house and find you hanging in the dining room. That pulled out the little bit of life she had left. First her brother, then her boyfriend, then Tristan and you. The following day, Amani went to school. She was listening to a song her brother gave her to help calm her anxiety. She walked through the hallways, ignoring everyone as they tried to speak to her. Amani made her way to the school's roof and jumped slamming face first into the school's front steps.
I
can see it all play out.
I can't stop seeing it!
I gave you sight to see beyond your fate. I was hoping you would realize it all.
Why? Oh, what's happening?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Why the fuck is this happening?
The simple answer is because you had to. Neither of you have felt actual pain, sadness, or guilt. Both of you only care about yourselves and how the world revolves around you.
That's not true.
Oh. Is that so? Elaborate.
I love my kid. I love them unconditionally. I would do anything to protect them. I dedicated my life to my babies. They were the most important thing to me.
If that were true, then why wasn't Amani a priority? You two were so busy trying to figure out who was at fault that you forgot to be there for your daughter, as she grieved for her brother.
We were there for her. I remember that.
What, for a day, a week? Then it was back to pin the blame on the donkey. Mallory, you were playing a psychological game with Tristan. You rolled with his antics. You made him think that you were gullible, easy to manipulate. But you were never invested in him, his work or his art. You were just waiting for your chance.
No. I never wanted to do that.
No. But you wanted to betray him. You wanted the same power over him that he thought he had over you.
I thought you were supposed to help us. It's you, sitting there on your high horse, judging us, punishing us. You're a fucking monster.
I'm really not. And I am helping. The truth. Your truth is why you're feeling the way you're feeling. You've never had to face it before because you've always been running from it. Especially you, Tristan. You're afraid of so much. Weak. The worst kind of bland. You hide behind a vast false wall of ego. It's what made you think you were better than Mallory. You used it on her all the time because you were afraid to face the truth.
What truth is that?
That you were the one that needed her. You are afraid of her realizing that she was better than you. You tried with every fiber in your being to convince her that she, in fact, did need you. You were afraid of her leaving. You needed her more than she ever needed you. Eventually, this all led to you betraying your wife.
That's enough.
And your kids.
That's enough.
And it's the reason that Amani and Joshua's death, in your mind, is your fault. You believe that you started this vicious cycle.
I said that's enough!
Looks like this concludes our session. This time I need to review my notes and provide you with a diagnosis.
And then what? We're already dead, so do we go to hell for our sins or something?
Hell. No, sorry, Tristan, it doesn't work that way. Heaven, hell, none of it exists. It's man-made vices to keep people in check.
So what happens to us?
It's like this. If your deaths had been from natural causes or something out of your control, your souls would pass on and roam freely without restraints on the other side. No exceptions.
The other side?
A place where most souls go. It's the true beginning of life.
So where do we go?
Perfect question. When a soul is plagued by an unmanageable, negatively fueled burden prior to the physical death, then it is trapped in the physical world to hold that burden. Your souls are plagued with many, many burdens. The other side is free of the burdens of the physical world. Hate, anger, rage, fear, and deceit. And in your case, the guilt of all those things. Therefore, your souls were supposed to remain trapped in the physical world for an eternity as burdened souls. You were never supposed to see me. I took you on as a special case at Amani's request. She wanted to give you a chance to relinquish all your burdens that plagued you, so you could be on the other side as a family again. But unfortunately, together we could not make this happen.
Ghosts.
Excuse me?
So we'll be ghosts.
We don't use that term, but yes, you shall stay in the physical world as a spirit whose burden of guilt manifested itself for an eternity. This is my diagnosis. You'll have peace in knowing that Joshua went to the other side.
What about Amani?
Usually she would be unable to proceed, well, in most cases. But I made an exception this time. Well, I must be going now. So many have journeyed down similar paths and endured the same burdens, in some cases worse. I want you to know it's not just you, though it may feel like it. Try to come to peace with everything before you leave this room. Once you do, you'll be where you need to be. It's been a pleasure talking with you, Mr. and Mrs. Williams. I truly am sorry.
Dr. Colburn? Who are you? I'm so sorry for all of this. I don't know what to say. Nothing justifies the way we treated you. I lost both of my babies being selfish and weak. I'm so sorry, baby.
It's not Lisa's last memory we had with you guys.
I'm so sorry. I love you, my pumpkin pie.
Lisa used to call me that.
And then your brother would say, now I want some.
Pie. Me too, Mama.
Sweet.
Don't.
Okay. You're the boss.
I'll take care of Joshua.
Tell him we love him. We miss him in that way.
I will.
At least one of us gets to be reunited with them.
I should go now.
I'm sorry I did this to our family. I apologize for how I treated you, Joshua, Amani. I wish I could have just been honest about my weaknesses, my flaws, and my shortcomings. Just been honest with myself. I didn't take care of you or the family the way I was supposed to. I wasn't the protector you or the family needed me to be. You depended on me to protect your heart and our children. And I failed. You were only the way you were because of me. I made you.
No. I made myself this way. I was never content with myself. My life. None of it. I have to accept the fact that I am personally responsible as well. I apologize for not providing a safe space for you to be you. I was damaged before you met me. That wasn't your fault. It wasn't mine, but I should have opened up to you. I should have provided you with the tools instead of making you figure it out on your own. Tristan, are you gonna go? Now?
been afraid my whole life. And that's the reason I am the way I am today. I wasn't the man you or our children needed me to be. And I wasn't the man I needed to be for myself. But it's time I be that man now. I don't know if it's gonna be all right. So I'm not gonna say it will be. I remember the first day we met.
You farted under the gazebo.
I was just super nervous. You were the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And you still are.
Yes, I am. I love you. I love you.
I love you too.